Hi, this is my quick review of the iClever Bluetooth foldable keyboard. Um, the reason why I'm really looking into a keyboard like this is I'm trying to kind of just rethink my digital lifestyle, the hardware that I have on hand, and what I use. And I realize that in a lot of places I don't need a full laptop. And if I don't have to be carrying that, I could really slim down the weight that I'm carrying in a backpack, and maybe even not even carry a backpack. So what I've been experimenting with is using a Bluetooth keyboard attached to my phone to do stuff like OneNote, Word, email, stuff like that. And that's where this keyboard comes in. This is kind of the winner of a bunch of keyboards that I've been looking at. So the first thing you notice here is it does have a little bit of thickness to it. But what's really cool is it's got aluminum there, and it gives it a little bit more stability than some of the plastic or synthetic keyboard materials that a lot of the other ones have. It's got a pretty solid backside to it, and pretty thick folding mechanism here. But like I said, there's compromises to everything, and I think the benefits of the rest of this really shine through. So we're going to unfold this, and we notice that as we unfold both sides, it turns on, which is one of the things that I've really liked when looking at some of the other keyboards. When you have to rely on a power button, sometimes you can't really even tell if it's on or if it's not turning on, why. This is pretty brain dead, simple. So if we kind of look at this initial layout here, it's very similar to a keyboard style. It's got standard size keys. The layout looks kind of normal, and if you know me at all, it's backlit, and that's pretty awesome. So it's green right now, but it also swatches between red and blue and a couple different intensity levels. One of the things you look at here, you can see that if we hit a key on the end here, the side of the keyboard is going to go down with it. But this little piece right here pops out and it becomes a stabilizer. So now when I tap on that, it's rock solid, and it's pretty awesome. Looking at this compared to my Corsair keyboard right there, I'm going to line that up, and we notice it's about the same size, so it's nice having a full size layout. Obviously it's going to have a short throw, kind of like a laptop, but I think that's definitely acceptable when you're looking at trying to keep something pocketable. Now, the other thing that I kind of wanted to compare this to, and you really see the pros and cons here, is comparing this to like the next runner-up that I had, and just how much different it is. We look at the folding mechanism here. We see it's got a unique folding mechanism that allows it to pivot on keys that are staggered, and that's actually why it's so thick on the hinges. But let's compare it to the next one. So this was actually a gift that I had gotten from the HoloLens team when the HoloLens first came out, and it's the Microsoft Universal Keyboard. And there's a bunch of different models of this one, but this is kind of their thinnest. So if we kind of fold this one up and look at them, they're kind of similar height and width. One's a little taller, one's a little wider, but the Microsoft one is a lot thinner. It's about like half the thickness. But when we open it up, we see where this one really falls down. So first of all, there's a giant gap in the middle, and also we see that there's the keys. Not only are they a little bit smaller, but the ones that are around the gap are bigger, and it just makes for a really weird typing experience, especially if you have a lot of muscle memory with laptop keyboards. And the interesting thing is here, when we unfold them and then put them on top of each other, they're actually, the Microsoft one is actually a little bit bigger height and width-wise, but it has such a big bezel around the keys that the keys have to be smaller. And so for that, I think the much more natural feeling look of the keys, the sturdiness of the keyboard, the backlit is definitely a plus. I have been using and highly enjoying the iClever keyboard. And in addition, some of the things you might notice here too while we're talking about it is if you do need to pair this to a computer, you have full function keys, but also media keys, which I don't really use much on a computer, but now that I've been pairing it with my phone, being able to hit play, pause in the middle of a document or something like that when I'm listening to music or a podcast is really handy. The home button up here on escape, kind kind of brings you back to the home menu, and the search button brings up the search. And I find that's the easiest way because the iPhone doesn't have anything like Alt Tab or anything like that to actually quickly search for an app and stay completely on keyboard without having to touch your phone. If you're going to switch between a browser and maybe like Word or OneNote or something like that, maybe an email, it's really handy for doing all that, not having to touch your phone. So I hope you learned a little bit about this keyboard, since I'd never heard about it before, and it's definitely grown on me. The only downside at this point is it was $45, which for a portable keyboard is a little pricey, but considering all that you get out of it, I think it's a pretty good deal. Have a good one. Bye.